Hi everyone. Apologies for technical difficulties. Just want to check if the sound is working right now. Alright, okay, so confirmation that the sound is good. Okay, so let me just start over again. Apologies for technical difficulty. My name is Colin, and I am a community pharmacist working in Watsons. So on this Facebook segment, Ask Our Pharmacist, I'm here to discuss about a health topic that was voted upon by you guys when we released a poll on our Watsons page during the past Sunday. Now the topic with the most votes was managing stress. Now if you have any questions along the way, feel free to leave them as comments in this video. Now during this circuit breaker period, most people will have to remain at home. Either you're working from home, you have to be around family all the time, or you will have to live on your own. Now such drastic changes to your usual schedule and lifestyle can contribute to feelings of stress, the feelings of being overwhelmed, and especially as the weeks progress, it may worsen. So I am here today to share with you on how you can identify signs of stress and some of the simple ways to help manage stress through this tough period. Now the telltale symptoms of uncontrolled stress are split into 4 main categories, which include, number 1, emotional symptoms such as moodiness, having a short temper, agitation, or some people might fall into depression. Number 2, physical symptoms such as muscular joint aches and pains, nausea with a feeling of throwing up, or having a fast heartbeat. Number 3 would be mental capacity symptoms as poor concentration, memory problems, having racing thoughts, or constant worrying about an issue. Number 4, behavioral symptoms such as changes in the eating and sleeping patterns, substance abuse, which includes binging on alcohol, smoking, social isolation, and nail biting and hair pulling symptoms. Now you have to assess your stress level by looking at how your life is affected by these symptoms that I have mentioned. Now one of the key contributing factors is poor or strained relationship with family members, colleagues, or friends. Now stress is also commonly accompanied by difficulty in sleeping, as the worrying and thinking too much keeps you up at night and prevents you from having restful sleep. On the other hand, some people may sleep more than usual as they are stressed as a way of a coping mechanism. If a small thing sets you off, which is otherwise manageable under normal circumstances, if it causes angry outbursts or loss of control, it is very likely that you're under a lot of stress. Mood swings especially may be another sign of stress as well. If you notice these symptoms are severely impacting you or your loved one's daily activities, please seek professional help from counseling services. These are still deemed as essential services during this period of time. Later on, I will provide some of the hotlines in the video description that you can call, so which include the National Care 24-hour hotline, the Samaritans of Singapore, which is the SOS hotline, as well as the Mandarin hotline 800 for those who are Mandarin speaking. Alright, so now let me share you on some of the simple ways that we can deal with the stress. Firstly, plan your time well. There are only a very small percentage of people who can survive under chaos, so for most of us, we have to get more organized. Effective time management will make you feel more relaxed, more focused, and in control of your life. So start a planner, even though this is not your usual habit. Now for people who have difficulty setting a fixed schedule, at least try to make a to-do list when arranging them in order of importance. It will take some trial and error, but be realistic about what you can achieve. Do not try to squeeze all your important activities into one day. If you have the freedom, choose your work according to your own ability and interest so that you can actually continue on with it. Now remember to partition some personal time at the end of the day as well, so that the line between work and personal life are not blurred. This can happen very easily, especially if you're working from home. Right, so secondly, eliminate as many sources of stress as you can. For example, if crowds actually bother you, time your shopping for your daily necessities during off-peak periods to avoid the queues, or shop online to get things delivered to your house. If you're working from home, separate work pleasure by ensuring that there's a dedicated workspace that is set up outside of your bedroom, because the bedroom is your source of distraction. It can be in the living room, or if you have a study room. If you live with kids, get them involved into helping you set up a schedule for themselves to keep them occupied so that they will not distract you during your work. There are many online resources now on how you can get this done as well. Number 3, share your problems. Talking things over with a friend, a family member, or someone that you can confide and share your feelings is important. They may have solutions to your problems and even help you see things from a different perspective. A video call to reach out to someone is something that is useful to do on a regular basis, especially with the many applications available right now, and also especially if you live alone and you find that you can't hang out with your friends personally. However, if all these measures still do not work, it's important to seek professional help. And lastly, keep your body healthy. Having a balanced diet, ensuring enough sleep, and exercising regularly. So having a healthy diet is important. So 2 servings of fruits, 10 servings of vegetables a day to be maintained. Another important aspect is to limit the consumption of refined sugar, since it is very tempting to snack on foods when you are at home most of the time. Check the nutrition label and limit your sugar intake to approximately 4 to 55 grams a day. For younger children, it might even be lower than that. A diet with more whole grain foods and produce will keep your blood sugar level stable, and it results in more consistent energy output and mood throughout the day. Now, getting a good night's sleep improves your concentration, effectiveness, and energy levels. So what you can do is to try to lay off liquids 2 to 3 hours before your bedtime, so as to avoid interrupting your sleep in the middle of the night by having to go to the toilet. Cut out all caffeine at least 7 hours before your bedtime, and try to get to bed at the same time every night. Also, try to minimize any screen time with regards to mobile phones or laptops right before you fall asleep. Now, doing moderate intensity exercise, 5 or more 30-minute sessions a week will do a good in controlling your stress by releasing chemicals in your body known as endorphins that will make you happier. Now, if you have not exercised in a long time, you can start with lower intensity online workouts. Now, deep breathing and stretching are some of the simplest methods that you can do to help relieve stress. Exercises that focus on both breathing and stretching, such as yoga and Pilates, are widely available online right now and are very popular these days. It is also how I manage to spend my time to keep myself healthy as well. So in a nutshell, these life simplification tips are still the important core ways to manage your stress. Alright, hope you can digest all this useful information, and the video will remain on this page. So now we'll move on to the Q&A session. So if you have any questions, feel free to send in the comments and I'll answer what I can. Okay, so I see a question here by Caroline, who says that she doesn't feel stressed, but she finds that her cycle is now out of whack. Now, this means that because sometimes in this kind of situation, you will find difficulties managing sleeping. This is quite a common question that we get as pharmacists working in community pharmacy as well. So one possible option would be melatonin. Alright, so what they do is it may help with occasional difficulty in sleeping. Melatonin is something that our body already naturally produces to help regulate the sleep and wake cycle. So melatonin supplements, by taking them, will help to reset the body clock, and people with a lot of stress can help to manage with the melatonin. Another possible option would be valerian. Valerian is a herbal supplement with a mild sedating effect. But the important thing is that before you start taking supplements, do check or speak with a doctor or pharmacist to make sure that it doesn't have any interaction with your chronic medications or long-term medical conditions. Okay, so a question by Xiaoying here. Having quickened heartbeat for no reason at times, is it a symptom of stress? Now, having quickened heartbeat can be a symptom of few conditions, alright? But usually with stress, it is accompanied by what I've mentioned earlier. So besides physical symptoms, there is an emotional side of it as well. Either there's something that you're worrying about, be it work or in your personal life. Alright, so to help to that, it will be useful to carry out relaxing activities like yoga and to see whether that can actually help you out. If that can't be stress, it is professional advice already, either through calling a hotline or to visit a doctor. Alright, I have a question here from Joanne. She's asking whether stress causes sinuses. Say that it is unlikely, but sinus is actually irritated by it can because stress doesn't directly cause the to happen. So sinus basically is whether having runny nose, blocked nose. So that will include colds, juice, but stress usually does not direct it, but it can actually worsen the symptoms. So it's good that you have to manage the stress as well if you're having a sinus. Alright, two questions are similar from both Maria. So they're asking about what are some essential supplements that are useful to manage stress. Okay, so three main groups. Number one, we have vitamin B complexes. Number two, vitamin C, and magnesium. So these are vitamins that have higher level of evidence to show to help reduce stress. Now, vitamin B complex, they are important for the functioning of our nerves and as well as metabolism in the body. So vitamin B's tend to get depleted because of acute stress, and a lack of vitamin B, tiredness, poor mood, poor sleep, which are common signs that would lead to stress. So research connection between vitamin B supplementation and an improvement in our mood and energy levels. So if you're feeling fatigued because of the stress, then this would be a good consideration. For vitamin C, it's already very popular now because of its antioxidants and immune health effects. Now to add on to that, what C does, it can influence cortisol, which is actually a hormone released by our body during times of response to it. So vitamin C helps with the cortisol levels, return the cortisol levels back to normal more quickly in a stressful situation. Helps in the recovery after a stressful situation happens. Thirdly, so magnesium, what it does is it is needed for proper muscle and nerve function in the body. So if you have chronic stress, it depletes the level of magnesium in the body, which will lead to cramping, muscle tension, possible heartbeat, headaches, and tiredness. So if you will supplement the body with magnesium, it will reduce the susceptibility of our body to stress. If you can get it from dietary side as well, is good. So vitamin C is mainly found in your citrus fruits like oranges and vitamin B complexes in whole grain foods, soya beans, and mainly found in meat products. Okay, so again, stress is important that before taking any of supplements, start with a doctor or pharmacist first to make any interactions with your long-term medications or medical conditions. Okay, so thank you everyone, and that's the end of today's session. It was helpful for all of you. If you have further questions, please continue to post it in the comment section as I'll be monitoring it over the next 3 hours. Alright, and look out for our next poll and next time. Stay safe everyone. Bye-bye.